Okay. How should the intro be like? Hey guys, this is We Are Challenged, and this is Coochie Senpai.
Uh,
Telling you guys a story
uh,
time. Or
uh, Maybe something like, "Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you don't know who we are, we're part of a group called We Are Challenge. Here I'm joined with one of my friends, Senpai, but this is gonna be something else, something much more relaxed, less screaming, but equally as random and stupid. As always, welcome to our little snack break discussion board, story time thingy, and take the lead, Eric."
oh fuck,
Fuck.
I choked on water. I choked on water right there.
What else do you choke?
Shut the fuck up.
Go. We already started.
Wait, what? You already started?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. This is. Ah. Hello, this is Coochie Senpai, and I am. Fuck. Ah. Back to the channel. I am Coochie Senpai, and I will be telling you guys about a time in my past, my childhood, during middle school, and how I experienced one of the worst field trips that I've ever been to, and that I've ever had the displeasure to experience. Um, it was around the time when I was in 6th or 7th grade. I remember it very, like, it was, can't remember which year it was, because both of those years in my, um, I guess I could say educational career have been very similar, with the only difference being, like, I'm obviously older or younger, whatever. But the point is that, like, I remember going to this really terrible field trip at a museum called the Griffith Observatory, which is basically like, like a museum where we get to like study all the like stars and shit and the planets and whatnot. I didn't really pay much attention to it because the teachers were like very restrictive and we didn't have much access to the museum. And one, we didn't get a good tour of it. Two, the whole field trip itself was like poorly planned. So with that in mind, like, you could already kind of tell where that was headed. So it starts off in the morning. Everyone the day before had to like sign their waivers and parent permission slips and whatnot. And yeah, the day went off as normal, but the first big red flag of the day was when the bus driver or bus drivers showed up like 30 minutes late to the school, and we were obviously way behind schedule at the time since we're supposed to be there like at 9 when school starts. So not only did we start off like really late to having to go to the actual field trip, like I said in the introduction, it was very poorly planned. The teachers and like the staff and all that, the deans were in heavy disagreement on whether they should provide the snacks or if we bring our own. And they just ultimately ended up coming to the decision that we had to bring our own snacks, which nobody did. So it ended up being really bad for everyone because no one ate anything throughout the entire day. Well, I had breakfast beforehand, but still, that wouldn't last me throughout the fucking day. So not only were we hungry, not only were we bored as shit on the way to the field trip because we got stuck in traffic for like an hour, and it was like already like halfway, like almost like halfway through school. And then when we got there, we had to usher in like a lot of, and like enter a lot of students into the actual observatory. And it was just very, very like unpleasant in the sense that we did not really have the time to actually observe and actually be around um that field trip, like just being there in general. And this is where I want to like kind of segue and ask the comment section if you guys could recount or just tell a story in the comment section down below of a time or just a time in general where a trip turned out really badly. And yeah, let us know in the comment section. We try to read as many comments as possible.
Annie.
And yeah. Huh?
Or Annie. We haven't got a comment since the day we came out.
Desperate, please. Give us views. We need the watch time. Anyways, with that aside, yeah, it was just very poorly planned, like I've said many a times now. And we were just ushered. We didn't have time to like actually be around there. So we ultimately ended up spending like about 45 to 50 minutes at the actual observatory, and then we had to haul every single person back into the bus one by one. And there was apparently a kid gone missing, so they searched. It took the entire staff at the school staff and some of the workers at the observatory to look for this little fucker. This guy, or this kid I should say, his name was Philip. He was like crying in the fucking unisex bathroom, and who knows how long he's been there, but he's just been crying in the unisex bathroom because apparently he had like pissed himself. And you're like, you might be thinking, oh well, like, yeah, he might have gotten, bullied and laughed at school, but like, it wasn't just like a normal piss. Like he didn't just piss himself, he got his entire like lower half of his shirt wet, and just his legs and like all his shorts were like covered in fucking piss. Like, it was actually soaked. This kid literally had a little water park of his own going on in the fucking unisex bathroom. he was crying his eyes out with good reason. I mean, shit, I would be miserable as fuck too if that were me. But yeah, it took them 2 hours to find this kid. So now we were really behind schedule, and everyone was just like tired and just fed up and wanting to go home. And so they finally got this kid like a pair of school issued clothes, like just crappy uniform, because our school was supposed to enforce the uniform dress code, but ultimately they gave up. So yeah, they just put him in uniform, and then we got back to the bus. And on the way back from the Getty Observatory back to school, the tires had popped, and everyone was freaking the fuck out because we were on the side of the road. I remember it being hot as fuck that day, and there was no air conditioning and whatnot. We were hungry, we were thirsty as hell, it was hot as hell outside, and everyone was in a really pissy mood. So you could imagine how a middle school, like a class of middle schoolers, just being extremely annoyed. And it was just only one bus that had the tires popped. Like, there was like the two other buses that went ahead of us, like they had no issues at all. But I just happened to be stuck in that one bus where the whole shit went wrong. And it took, I think, about another hour or so. So it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And I would have been home like an hour and a half before then. So my mom kept calling me, like worried as fuck. She's like, hey Eric, where the fuck are you? Or she didn't actually say that. She just said, where are you, sweetie? Like, I've been worried about you. Like, where are you? And she was crying. Like, I remember her like in her panic crying voice. And I just told her, like, Ma, like, we're on the side of the road at the Getty Museum, or like not too far from it, stuck in traffic, and the tires have popped. And my mom's like, okay, I'll try to drive all the way over there. And I told my mom not to. Like, I ushered her not to like come over here. Like, as much as I wanted to go home, I was like, you know what, eventually this will get solved. And it did, obviously, although it did take the guys or a couple of men to come in with replacement tires. And I made it to school, and then my mom calls me again when I'm at school. She's like, sweetie, where are you? Like, she was at the Getty Observatory, and I'm like, Mom, I'm already at school. I'm already gonna take the bus home. And she's like, no, stay at school. Like, I'm gonna pick you up there. I'm like, no, Mom, I already, like, the bus just came in the second she said that. And I just like hopped on the bus, and I'm like, no, Mom, just go home. I already took the bus. For some reason, I just remember her being like really mad, rightfully so. And since then, like the teachers agreed to never host another field trip. It was just that bad. It was a big loss, and everyone in my class and I just remembered it as like being the worst field trip of, school. And that's where I want to end off the video. Thank you guys for watching and listening to me ramble on, and yeah, hope to see you guys in the next story time.
Enjoy our life stories.